Hey, how you doing? My name's Jack. I'm from the band Jack Davies and the WUSC. We're a Perth-based band from Western Australia in a town called Fremantle, which is basically the port of the city, one of the oldest places around WA. Its proper name is Wullulut, the indigenous name, and yeah, we've been playing music for a few years now, and very glad to be here. Thank you for having us. We're going to do a few questions to start off, I believe. The first question is, you started out busking and performing solo. What prompted you to decide to form a band? Well, yeah, I started out, so basically it was about when I was 17, I started playing a few gigs, just solo, just a few venues and stuff around, and I was actually at a house party with a friend of mine called Jack, and all our friends in that kind of circle played a lot of music, so it was a house gig called Jack Stock, actually, because a lot of Jacks were playing, and my friend Sam, who was doing sound that night, said, hey, we should start a band. And it had been something I'd been thinking about for a while, because, you know, playing at a couple of gigs, you realise pretty quickly that, you know, without a band it's hard to make a lot of noise. So I was keen to do it, and so I said yeah, and we started the band, and it was awesome. Yeah, I'm glad we did, because a few years down the road, you know, it's been a really awesome experience so far. Really, yeah. It's been really life-changing, I think, for us to, and we've had Sam isn't in the band anymore because he left shortly after to pursue sound engineering, which he's now totally well doing. He's an incredibly smart fella, and yeah, a few people, we've had bits and bobs, you know, people coming and going since then, but the band as an idea has kind of evolved out of that, and so yeah, that's really cool. So that's kind of how the band started. When did the WUSC name come from? Well, for those who don't know, WUSC in Australian terminology means either a chicken, a pushtuk, or, you know, I mean, you can kind of refer to what you want, but say chicken, or also a beer, either an amazing beer or a terrible beer. I'm not at liberty to say which. Yeah. But the name actually happened because I was using that name for a busking band I wanted to start, but the band never got off the ground because we never went busking. But I told Sam, who actually, you know, came up with the idea of the band, he was really keen to use that name, and I kind of wasn't. But after his persistence, I kind of came around to it. And I'm glad I did. I think it's a fun name. But I thought about changing it for a long while, and then recently I've kind of decided to keep it. I'm kind of, you know, that's the name. That's the way it is. I think it's fun. I think it's a fun name. I hope. I don't know. You tell me. Who cares? It's just a name, I guess. I mean, the third question is, your self-titled album Clean Editions came out in 2019. What was it like recording your debut album, and is there anything you would change? I'm not sure if it is a self-titled album. That would be self-titled, be Jack Davies and the WUSC, I think. Although actually I don't know. I'm not great at this sort of stuff. But it was named after the first track on the EP called Cleaning the Dishes. And it was really great going to the studio for the first time. We gone to the studio once before because we won some studio time for a competition we did from Nout Music Festival. We got a day recording at a really nice studio in the city, where we recorded our first song. But to go and to go and book our own kind of week at the studio and really get to know that process was really a really new and exciting experience at the time. And we recorded the whole thing to a tape machine, and which is another thing I'd never really used before, as a tape machine. The sound of it being played back just straight from the recording as we were recording it was just really lovely to hear, and the whole process was really nice, and the studio is really lovely. It's just a local friend of ours who built the studio himself quite recently, just a younger fella called Brod, and the studio is called Tuna Fish Recording Company, and yeah, it's awesome. Very, very fond experience, I think. and I'm happy with how it went. Yeah, I think I'll look back on that time for many years to come. And is there anything I would change? Not really. Like, I've learned a lot from it, and there's a lot of things I would do differently now, but I don't regret those things. I think the fact that I did those things was kind of taught me a lot, and also at the same time, some really good things came out of that EP that I really liked. Like, the songs I was really happy with, and I wouldn't want to change at all because I was happy with how they came out. And I think anything I wasn't as happy with, I learnt from. And so yeah, wouldn't change anything, but definitely learnt a lot from it. Question 4: your songs are reminiscent of a Bob Dylan-esque writing style. How do you get inspiration for your songs? I'll take that as a compliment. I was a big Dylan fan when I was younger. Actually, I don't listen to him as much anymore, but just his early albums especially, I really loved the lyricism of the songs. Cause I found I kind of hit a point when I was getting a bit old, not older, but like turn of age or whatever. When I was 16, I started to get really into poetry. Actually probably when I was 15, and I started going to a lot of spoken word. I like it a lot every weekend, and I just really wanted to explore that sort of side of things, and I think he was one of the first artists I'd listened to, obviously because he's quite well known. You know, if you're listening to that sort of music, he's one of the first people you'd probably find. So he was one of the first people I really listened to that I think the lyrics really touched me in a kind of, touched me in like a deeper kind of way. It really, really affected me. Some of the songs, and I'd not had that before. I'd not really had that deep connection to writing so much, other than books. Having that for a song was really exciting, and also the honesty. I just fell in love with that. But there's a lot of other songwriters as well, like Rodriguez, who I got absolutely obsessed with their writing, and Courtney Barnett. I got really obsessed with her writing. And it's all just with her writing, it was more about the stream of consciousness sort of thing that I really fell in love with. Dylan, it was all about the honesty. Rodriguez, it was a combination of everything, so the psychedelia and there's a lot of writers I've fallen in love with, and I think I've tried to take lessons from the music I've adored and try and use that on my own. I don't know if I've succeeded, but it's interesting to think that's the style. I don't ever want to be like reminiscent, because I kind of want to do my own thing, but if it's reminiscent of the honesty and the thoughtfulness of their kind of lyricism, then that's a huge compliment, and thanks. 5, what is your favourite song and you've written and why? I don't know. It always changes. It's hard to kind of be positive about your own writing sometimes because you're constantly doubting yourself. I think most people do that, and I'm definitely not immune to it. I'd probably say Rosemary and Mushrooms, just because that's got the most words out of any song I've written, and seems to come across or be received in the same way that I kind of wanted it to be. And I wrote that song in one go, just at my table, living on my dining table, and just sat up one night and just wrote the whole thing out. And it really, I remember when I finished it, I was really excited about it. And as I really enjoyed writing it, and I haven't really gotten sick of it, which is rare because I've gotten sick of most of my other songs. So I think that's what's special about it. Probably because it's got so many more words. There's a lot more words to get sick of, so it's taking a bit longer. So I'm still enjoying that one at the moment. So I like the story behind it. 6. Every DJ at WUSC gets to choose their own DJ and show name. If you had a radio show that you would what would your DJ name and shows be called? I would call it DJ Bush Trip, and my shows would be called Freshly Baked Loaf of Bread and a Glass of Wine, brackets, holy stuff. And that's kind of like a metaphor for just the best of the best in terms of music. That's what the radio show would be, nothing but the best. Divine. Divine. At number 7, if you could be stuck in quarantine with any 3 artists or celebrities, who would you choose and why? Geez, I don't know. That's one I always worry about, is meeting your artists, you know, or your favourite artists and stuff, because you might not like them, and that would be a real soul-crushing experience to meet someone you admire and not like them. So that's something that I'd worry about. But if that wasn't an issue, maybe I would choose, I'd probably choose Rodriguez. I want to hear his stories. I feel like you could sit there and listen to him for hours, talk about his life and music and what he's done, you know, when he was young with his gigging and all that. And this is stories, it's incredible. I'd love to sit around with Leonard Cohen. I feel like he could talk for days about literature and really teach me a lot of things. And maybe Joan Baez, whatever. Just because I think she has the most beautiful voice in the world, and I can't imagine hearing that like acoustic, or just like from the other side of the house, just because they're practicing there. And imagine sitting in your room and you've just got Joanna, like, you know, singing in the next room. Wouldn't that blow your mind? Yeah. So those are my 3 picks. Number 8. Triple J is a staple in the Australian music scene. How did it feel to hear your song on Triple J on Earth for the first time? It's really great, actually. I think I don't really know when it got played on Triple J on Earth the first time, because that's like an online radio. But the Triple J, to have on Triple J for the first time was really exciting. I remember that was when a Vegemite sandwich got played, and it was very exciting. My parents were moving away from Perth to America, actually, and I think it was the second time it ever got played. They heard it on the... it was the first time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first time. They heard it on the radio on Triple J as they were driving to the airport, which is a real crazy moment. And that was kind of the same thing for me, hearing it for the first time. So it was like a very big moment in my life, combined with another big moment. It was a pretty intense day, and you know, it's something I look back on fondly, I guess. You know, kind of feeling like you things are changing in your life, which is really cool. Yeah, Triple J are really awesome. Have their support. Do a lot for Australian artists. Number 9. What Australian artists or platforms would you recommend to WUSC listeners to find new music? We have a playlist on our Spotify. Oh, actually, wait, no, that's I don't have many Australian. That's all random. Ignore that. Sorry. I would recommend checking out. I don't know if you can stream them online. Go on RTR-FM 92.1. If you look that up, that should come up with a radio station called RTR-FM 92.1. And there are kind of like go-to radio in Perth for good independent music, and they play stuff from all over the world, but the majority WA Perth music. Yeah, so if you want to listen to Perth music or just great music in general, check them out. Otherwise, you can just Google it. Just Google good Perth music. I'm sure it'll come up with heaps of playlists and stuff. There's so many great local Perth playlists to check out on Spotify, which I'm happy to link some through if you like. There's a lot. You can just Google it. There's so much good music. how have you been spending your time in quarantine? Just in quarantine, I've literally just been sitting around playing guitar, drinking a little bit of wine here and there, amongst other things, and trying to write some songs, but struggling, then succeeding, then struggling a little more. And just trying to organise my life a lot, catching up on a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, it's not been that exciting really, but it's not been terrible either. It's just been, life has just slowed down a little bit, which is kind of nice in a way, but obviously I would prefer it to have never happened at all. But yeah, I haven't been doing that much, it's relaxing really. I'm trying to relax. Alright, so our last question is, what's up next for Jack Davies and the Bush Jukes? Are there any new releases or tours planned? Yes, there are. We're actually meant to be going on tour last month, the start of this month. We were doing a national tour around Australia, to Brisbane, Adelaide, Melbourne, Sydney, and we play in Perth all the time too. So that would have been a very big start to the year for us. And we were so excited to do it. The band we were touring with was some of our best friends in the world. So imagine touring around the country with your best mates. Is the best mates in your own band as well as your best mates in another band. It would have been so mumuch fun. So that was a huge shame that got cancelled. It was a bit of a blow, but it's okay. We work around it, and it basically just means as soon as this blows over, we're gonna rebook our EP tour and just do another one. Whether it's with that band or just by ourselves, regardless, we'll be going on the same kind of trip, so it'll be okay. It's just a bit of a time, it takes extra time now. But we're releasing an EP in the next couple of months. We'll be doing one single before we release the full EP. We've got a few of those new songs which I'm going to play in a second, kind of maybe debuting a couple of them, but yeah, we'll be releasing them within the next couple of months. I can't give an exact date yet, but it'll be very soon. We were meant to release it a while ago, but we weren't allowed to go in the studio to finish it off, so that's how it be. Yeah, that's how it be sometimes. But oh well, it's coming. If you follow us on Spotify and follow us on Instagram, we'll be posting updates on there, so you can see when it's nearly ready and when it is ready. But in the meantime, I'm going to play a tune or two and serenade you into the morning or night or whatever time it is that you're listening. I know it's quite a time difference right now, so it's night time at the moment, but I imagine it's very early morning where a lot of the listeners are. But I don't know actually. We live in an international world these days. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to start off by playing Rosemary Mushrooms, because that's the song I said was my favourite before, so I feel like I better do it, otherwise, that'd be a bit silly. I'm going to get a bit of atmosphere going here as well, because why not, Love a bit of atmosphere. And this is a story about walking around. It references a lot of places around where I live. Fremantle is the town where I live, so that's where the story kind of takes place. And the city and Fremantle are kind of like half an hour apart on the train, and that's kind of the start of the song. So. It's 3 o'clock on a Saturday, stumbling through the city, feeling drunk from all the car fumes and chain smoking ciggies. We are searching for something, not quite sure what it is. We just roll around in the car park, getting high, and then you kiss me on the cheek and run away down a rusty alleyway. I sit here and look around, you come back and sit down, and we stumble through the city to rather late at night, getting HJs, getting drunk, trying not to get in fights. So we caught the train to Frio at 1:30 a.m. The kebab shops were all closed, but 7-Eleven sold bread. So we head on down to South Beach for a swim, for a feed. Look in your backpack, find a can of baked beans, and we tear into the tin under the intimacy of stars. And I saw you, saw my darling, heard the sounds of passing cars melt into a sweet cacophony, the ocean and my breath. And in that beautiful silence, you got up and left. So I finished all the bread, and I scraped up the beans, and I walked on my own to my house down the street. And I kicked off my shoes as I hopped in a bed, and I thought about you and the things that you said. And I slept for a very long time, till my back grew sore and my bed grew tired. And I woke in a sweat, and I called out your name. And I wonder if you're somewhere doing the same, or am I just a self-deprecating, obsessive piece of shit? I apologize for my language. Sometimes I'm a bit over the top in the morning, but I'll get out of bed. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm all out of bread. And after a long day, I'll come home once again. I throw down my bag and I grab out the bread that I bought at the markets where I played today. I was begging for money, or for someone to stay for a while and just listen to the words of my songs. Tell me I'm worthwhile, that my existence isn't wrong. Make me feel useful, make me glad to be alive. I guess it's no wonder I sing all the time. So I put the bread in the toaster, and I turn on the stove. I'll cook rosemary mushrooms, 2 garlic cloves. I get out a couple of plates, a couple knives and forks too. I was eating alone, but I was cooking for 2, just in case that you happened to pop on by. Now if I had food ready, perhaps you'd stay a while. But I ate and I ate, whilst your meal sat there, getting cold, getting sad. And I sat and I stared, and I cleaned up the kitchen, put your plate away, covered it all up in glad wrap, just in case. Then you decide to come over later for dessert and red wine. You could take your meal home, eat it another time. But I realize you are not coming, I never even invited you. Oh, it's probably good you didn't, I probably would have just frightened you. I mean, how can I love somebody if I'm frightened of myself? I need to take some time off to think of my health. I need to go see the dentist and get my teeth fixed. I need to speak to a psychiatrist, get them to pull all the sticks out from my eyes and my ears, all the bugs in my brain. I need to take some time off to feel like myself again. My harmonica is actually broken, I'm sorry that. It usually has a harmonica part to it, but turns out it's not in tune. Yeah, two of these reeds have gone bust. I've got to fix that, and I completely didn't realise it. Sorry, the lack of harmonica, the weird harmonica playing. I swear the rest will be different. I'm going to jump straight into a song called Broken Glass. This is a new one that was going to be on the EP that we're releasing. That last one was already on the EP that we released, which is on Spotify, which you can check out if you like. This one... Yeah, this one is called Broken Glass. You gotta imagine a tambourine on this one. I'm gonna do it on nylon actually. I think this is more of a nylon song. Just a bit of a treat, you know? Yeah, there we go. I like that one. Coming down, find the cold high ground. All the things you find in the silent depths of your mind. Won't you enlighten me? Tell me everything. Won't you tear me apart from the sullen depths of your heart, and watch the moon shining through the broken glass. Feel you beating. Tear me open and stare within. Take my beating heart, stare at the stars, and watch the wind rolling over the ground. Take me right from the start. Find yourself collecting dust on the shelf. When you're wearing a mask, your legs are sore and your room's gone dark. Just watch the moon shine through the broken glass. Feel you beating heart.
falling over the ground. Feel me beating hard. Just watch the moon shining through the broken glass. Feel you beating hard.
There we go. That's that. Broken Glass. That's still a work in progress, but that's a new song that we're going to be recording on the weekend, I hope. apparently. But yeah, it's different with the band. Well, not really. It's just got a tambourine and a lot of electric guitar in it. So I'm excited for everyone to hear it when it's recorded. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do another song now. Surprise. And this song is kind of funny because it's actually it's called "Sitting Alone" by a warm open fire and contemplating the nature of life. That's the title of the song. And it was written right here because this is our little fireplace right here. And I often sit here and think about things, and yeah, this specific one happens to be about that. So I thought it'd be a good one to add in, considering the location. I just got to quickly work out what key I do it in. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it up here. Still, as I see the light. Alright, I'm going to do it here. Do an A. What's up? We'll do an A major. Cool. Alright. And I'm going to use an E harmonica so that I can play cross harp. Oh wait, no. Sorry, I need to use a D harmonica. That was completely crazy of me. Cool. Alright, this is called Sitting by an Open Fire and Contemplating the Nature of Life. There was a staleness in There was a staleness in the air as I stared blankly forward into the embers of a fire, gently clinging onto life before it slowly burns away. And I'm feeling much the same. And this dust built up on the carpet, making itself a fine little home. Before one day it's all swept up by my tiny wooden broom. But for now the dust is safe, sleeping naked, alone but not afraid. And I wish I could feel the same about the grand irony of life. Oh, but I spend far too much time contemplating all the things I'm meant to do before I die. Oh, but the plants don't seem to mind. I'll give them water in the morning. I'll even open up the blinds
just to remind them of the light gently waiting outside the window frame. And to myself, I will do much the same.
There we go. That's the song. Alright, I'm going to try the other new one that we're going to be doing on the EP that's coming up now. And this one is called Perhaps I'll Drift Away. These are all kind of ones these are all the next, these are all what's up, you know, so I hope they're somewhat interesting. This one's about feeling useless and stupid and just thinking maybe you need to get away from everyone. I think it's in the same. No, it's not. So this one's in E. Alright. We work out what key they're in. Apologize. Right, I'm gonna do it up here. Bugger. Alright. We're going to do it in D, E, F, G. Alright, let's try this in G. I apologize if this key doesn't work. I don't know, cross fingers it does. Oh, I apologize if my sense of time doesn't align with what you expect. If I've been acting amiss, ain't been smelling my best. Sometimes my mind, it wanders away like a sailor in the wind, like an old man on a drink, like blood washing down the sink. Sometimes I drift away. Perhaps it's time to take myself and my wine and hit the open road, stuff some powder up my nose, spend some quality time alone. 'Cause I'm sure as hell not in the mood to talk with anybody but myself. Put my brain up on a shelf, point my finger at it and yell, what the hell is wrong with you? Look what you made me do. Why do you always want waste all my precious time? Be such a bastard to all your friends. Spend so much time pretending to be someone that they don't know, to make strangers proud of you, to be someone they never know, crave wild and up alone. Or perhaps I'll drift away.
apologize if my sense of time doesn't align with what you expect. If I've been smelling a mess, ain't been acting my best. Sometimes my mind, it wanders away like a sailor in the wind, like an old man on a dream, like blood washing down the sink. Oh, perhaps I'll drift away.
Thanks. There we go. I'm going to do one more song. This will be the last song for tonight. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. If you like to care about artists around the place, it's really awesome. I like it. I like what you do a lot. So thank you. This song, there's another song that's going to be in it's actually an EP. So our next kind of bunch of songs we're releasing, and it's called Some Things Don't Last a Very Long Time. It was written over a half-drunk bottle of wine and a very empty-looking box of pizza, and you sit there thinking to yourself these kind of things, and you have to write them down. So, some things don't last a very long time. Oh, and just like tuning doesn't last very long either. Oh, maybe I can do it in. It could be. No, I can't do it in that. See, the problem is it's usually an A, but I can't because my A harmonica is broken. So I'm going to try it in D, and see how that works. Okay, some things don't last a very long time. Well, it could be your ice cream in the afternoon sun. It could be your cornflakes losing their crunch. It could be your lover or a cheap bottle of wine. Or it could be me, dear, in a cup. Alright, phone cut out there for a second, so I'm gonna resume from here. I'm gonna hair my mouth. Thank you very much for joining me from across the world. Well, you know, I guess. I've had a lovely time. I hope you have too. I really appreciate you being here, virtually. I'm going to end on a bittersweet note with a song called Some Things Don't Last a Very Long Time. It begins with ice cream, so that's for the sweet part. The bitterness is the rest. Well, it could be your ice cream in the afternoon sun. It could be your cornflakes losing their crunch. It could be your lover or a cheap bottle of wine. Or it could be me, dear, in a couple months' time. It could be the birds singing in the morning. Perhaps they'll sleep in one day. There'll be nothing but snoring. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? Yes, wouldn't that be strange to wake up to a kookaburra snoozing away? Or perhaps one fine morning there'll be nothing at all. No cars driving by, no kids after school. It'll be you by yourself in your child-sized bed, with your big ugly feet and your big ugly head.
isn't it funny how things never stay the same? One day you'll wake up and it'll all feel strange. You'll be all by yourself in your cold little house, just wondering what life is really about. Just wondering what you'd be like if your mum is still close by. If you'd be proud of yourself by the time that you die. Or will you slip away slowly in your cold little bed with your big ugly feet and your big ugly head? But then one day you'll wake up next to your best mate. She'll be scratching a bum, she'll be snoozing away, and you'll lay there for hours. Yes, you'll lay there for days, just wondering how the hell things turned out this way. And then your dad will fly home from wherever it is that he lives. He'll fill your house up with groceries, tell you how much you've been missed. And your nan will call the next day, and the next day too, just to say how bloody proud she's of you. Oh, isn't it funny? Yes, isn't it strange? It's something that I've only realised with age. Staring into an empty bottle of wine, thinking some things don't last a very long time. Funny, yes, isn't it strange? It's something that I've only realised with age. Staring into an empty bottle of wine, thinking some things don't last a very long time. Thank you very much, and on that note I'll say good night, farewell, thank you and goodbye, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your evening. And check us out on Spotify or Instagram if you want to see our upcoming releases, which are those songs we just played then, or Rosemary Mushrooms is already on Spotify. And thank you very much, have a lovely night.